Everybody's coming for the big opening. Hi, Jenny. Great, how are you?
You've got a nice haircut.
Oh, thank you. The Aaron Black Award, the Cook Prize, the Laties, and then the Writers Lab. Derek, nice to meet you. Come on in.
Thank you.
What did you do?
I'm going to get happy.
I was a nail biter for a while, and I think many of you remember that the anxiety about what was going to happen to Bank Street Bookstore. I'm the manager of the bookstore, and you may know that we have some real estate problems. And he looked me in the eye, and he said, "We're going to solve that." So I wanted to give a Shael, Polakow-Suransky.
Thank Nuara, who was a critical part of finding this new space and securing it. Lucy Sprague Mitchell, Bank Street's founder, created a credo to sum up Bank Street. And one part of her credo is lively intellectual curiosities that turn the world into an exciting laboratory and keep everyone ever a learner. And that's one way to think about this bookstore, as an incubator of lively intellectual curiosities. And I think Lucy would have loved this store. When you talk to teachers in New York City about children's books and children's literature and resources, the first place they think about is Bank Street. And what we hope to accomplish through this bookstore is not just selling books, but building community and building a space for writers, for educators, for children, for families, to celebrate the work of children's literature and the work of imagination. I think we have something here that is financially sustainable. It depends both on the folks who come in here and buy books, but also on building partnerships with schools. One of the great things about the staff here is that they aren't just booksellers, but they're also experts in curriculum and literature. That kind of resource doesn't exist anywhere else in the city. You know, old friends and new friends who have been supporters of Bank Street's bookstore. And my wife and I just moved to the neighborhood when I took office this past summer as president of Bank Street, and so I'm looking forward to shopping here myself and to seeing many of you, and for this to be a community resource that we all share for many years to come.
And I first met Robie 20 years ago when she had just published her book, It's Perfectly Normal, which is a book that's all about sexuality and human development. And it was a groundbreaking book, very, very unusual book, in that it had a humorous and light and friendly tone, and it addressed issues which were not in any of the other sex ed books, such as desire and self-pleasure and same-sex relationships. And in the mid-90s, even though we were pretty advanced in the mid-90s, that was actually very scandalous. She was a force of compassion and warmth and absolutely determined, I think, to make sure that children should have access to good information.
Along with many other children's book authors whose books have been banned or challenged, this bookstore is not afraid to carry our books. Many of these books are in this bookstore not because they've been banned, but because they are so well written and because their stories are so powerful or contain information that children have a right and need to know. And here are some of those titles. Lois Lowry's The Giver, Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell's, all wonderful books. And Tango Makes Three. And yes, Dave Cookley's Captain Underpants, one of my favorite series. And please know that each year on the American Library Association's top 10 list of banned books, 7 or 6 or sometimes 8 of these books are always children's books. And here they are in this store because they're in the best interest of children. There are a number of children's book authors here tonight, and I wish you would all stand up, my fellow children's book authors, because we should be celebrating every This bookstore is not an isolated place. This is part of the soul and the heart and the thinking and the theory of Bank Street. Irma Black, after whom the Children's Book Award is named, We wrote a 5-minute opening for the Captain Kangaroo show for a full year. 3 of us, Bill Huxon, Irma, and I, we had a little toy piano. We also worked on a new series, The Bank Street Readers, which included pregnant women. Wow. Hello? People of color. Pete had to fight for that with the publisher. These are normal feelings, she said. Don't be afraid of our young children's strongest feelings. A child's expression of powerful feelings often makes us feel uncomfortable, but most often make our children feel ever so much better. Better the kind of teacher, parent, and then children's author I became. Someone who has to, I'm not sure it's a choice, has to write about the powerful, real, legitimate feelings and questions and concerns children have, even our youngest children have, day in, day out, no matter what anyone says. I don't believe I could have been the author I became without Bank Street, and without then later on having a bookstore that carries not just my books, but all of, I just love out my fellow children's book authors, all of your wonderful books. So yes, congratulations, Bank Street Bookstore. And please know that yes, you do sell books, but you do so much more than that.
Thank you so much for that, Robie. Thank you so much. People were coming to me saying, what can we do? What can I do to help? And Robie was one of the first people that said, I'll do absolutely anything you ask to help. And so I said, well, you know something? We should have a friends group like libraries have and like some other bookstores have so that people can actually take some additional action if they'd like to help the store. So here's the new bookstore. And now we're launching a friends group. And so we asked Chris Rushka, the multiple Caldecott Award winner, whose studio is a couple blocks away, to design us a logo, which he did. You can see it right here. And we're going to be launching this formally on March 7th, which is our grand opening. We have 27 neighborhood children's authors coming for our grand opening ribbon cutting on that Saturday. So please be here. I know many of you are here tonight, and I'm so grateful to you for coming to bear us up as we set forth on the next, to serve the next generation of readers.